What's good, YouTube? A lot of people actually messaged me last night like, oh my gosh, this happened, oh my gosh, do a market watch. Well, there's actually a lot of cards to cover. I would never just do a market watch on one card, but this is actually super interesting. Artifact Sanctum has spiked all the way to $40 now plus. There is a guy holding the line with 11. It looks like Real Good Deals was ready for this and has his listed at about $41 at 11 of them. Wow, he has a lot. But it looks like it completely sold out last night, and this is the aftermath. It looks like the new set price is attempting to be 40 with none of the Prios on market. I actually decided to test the water and put my playset of first ed Prios on eBay, and as you see, this is lightly played after the Japanese ones. I'm actually the lowest by it now, and 2 of them sold. Really interesting. And you guys, okay, so I've had some interesting interactions with Market Watch lately, and somebody was like, well, John obviously goes and creates buyouts. You can actually follow me on eBay. This is the only place that I currently sell cards, and let's go ahead and scroll down here and get my screen capture on my screen name. Here I am on eBay. My buddy is a shield. If you want to follow me, the only things I should have sold recently are, I believe, Sanctums, which I had 18 of from when it was $10, and I sold out at, what was it, 20s, because I thought that would be the high, and now I'm crying a little bit, but I did this as an experiment, and I've actually sold 2 already. That's pretty crazy, and I only have 1. Kind of regretting it, because I wanted the playset to sell, but I did this as an experiment. And you can always follow me. It's a pun on the 6 samurais that sacrificed their buddies as a shield. That's what my screen name means, if you're wondering. Oh man, this is very interesting. And if you were wondering, if you go through my, I believe, seller history, you'll see that most of my sales are like Magnet Reverse, which I actually bought out before I ever market watched it. I made it go from a whopping 1.2 to $2, and then sold it out for, when it spiked to 20, I actually sold out at 8s and 12s, because that's where I figured it should be, and it quickly did fall to 15. I sold Spiral Super Agents because that was super obvious. I bought them at 3s, I featured them at 4s, I didn't even buy them out at 3s. It was still 3 when I bought mine. I bought out Anunkus, which I haven't sold a single one, and I bought out, which I made it go from 50 cents to $1. And I bought out Kaiju Slumbers at $1.50 to make it go to a whopping $1.75 back before I ever featured them on Market Watch with my thoughts. So if you're ever wondering, if I'm ever buying cards, it's before I ever feature them on here, and I wait and see what happens to them for about 3 or 4 days. Why? I would not want to post it and then compete with you guys, because that would be like I'm rushing and I'm costing myself money, you know? That just doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, here's my eBay. I even have my logo. Not trying to hide here. This has been my logo for a bit now. Used to actually be my picture from Nationals in like 2007 or 8. So 100% positive feedback. If you ever want to support the channel, self shout out here. But yeah, definitely interesting that I have actual sales on Sanctum at 40, because people were like, it's not going to sell, and then it did. Maxx C Secret Rare. So this is actually going to focus on a lot of staples here. Is a low of $40 for the Mint First Ed, and then $40 for the Unlimited, actually, on TCG Player. But if we come over to eBay, the lowest Secret Rare is 30. Very interesting to see it hit this point on the secrets, but the lowest available on Market Maxx C period is about $15, or actually it may be more now. Yeah, look guys, the gold has gone up to actually 17, and then the super lowest near mint is actually 17 as well. So it looks like the market is kind of fluxing on all kinds of staples since competitive season is hitting. Everybody's decided, well, it's time to get back in the game. I need this. I need that. I'm going to be keeping this. There's a lot of cards you should never sell, and Maxx C, I think, is one of them. No matter if you're even, you know, taking a break from the game, Maxx C, you know, it could get a reprint in some starter deck somewhere, someday, but I don't think it's ever a card you should be selling, even if there is a reprint. It's just one of those cards that comes back time and time again. Like, even with ban list reasoning, I think I would keep my Maxx Cs. But definitely at lowest rarity. You know, there's always a different thing for highest. But 30 again? Wow, I did not see that one coming. I expected like 20, 25. But I guess as these are starting to push towards 20, it makes a lot of sense. So sometimes we just don't see the obvious when we're talking about cards here on Market Watch. That happens. And Vanity's Emptiness, actually, the secret rare is actually staying stable, which is surprising to me. It's at $16, which is about where it's been, but every single other version of Vanity's Emptiness is rising. We have the Super at $6, and I believe this will show, yeah, it's just risen about $1-ish. But like every single version is actually on the rise. The common is once again almost $7. So those being the common being half the price of the highest rarity version. If you're a holo, you know, how should I put this nicely? If you're addicted to hollowing out your deck, that would probably be the time to get a secret rare Vanity's Emptiness. And as we see on eBay as well, the lowest are towards 6 and quickly rising. Very few copies low, actually. So it's kind of just disappearing from the market in terms of the lower pricing. It's just that kind of staple mentality. I never thought I would see the day after Secret Forces with so many that this card would hit back past $5. I thought it would get to 5 and stop, but now it's starting to keep going. Zodiac Barrage officially enters the $100 card mark. I was warning people that it was headed that way, and it is still going, actually. Lowest TCG player is 110. Lowest on eBay is 100, almost. 99.25 just to try to sell his first, and then 99.99 in that sweet $100 bill. This is really interesting because vendors actually don't like for cards to hit over 100 because at Konami events, they're not allowed to sell cards above 99.99 at their booths. So it's really interesting that this is the first kind of time we've seen this in a while, since I don't think we've seen a $100 card printed out of the pack since we've gone to like a super in every pack and 2 secrets per box. But this is a 3 of that you need in many decks rather than just one specific deck like Sorcerer. And it's not skippable like Strike was. Like you couldn't just like try to play back row removal or like BAs didn't really need it. So we're in a position now where this card might continue to actually climb, and I hate to say that. I really wish I could say this card doesn't deserve the price. I wish I could say that this card won't keep going up, but I've had multiple friends tell me they think it's going to go to 150, and that really sucks for everybody. I really wish it wasn't. I wish it was like a $50 card, but it's insane. It bolsters the fact of this sealed product immensely. But you're always gambling if you're opening sealed product. That's the only advice I can give there. My Body is a Shield Gold Rare rises among the ranks of the rest of My Body is a Shields. Lowest on TCG Player Mint is 550. And then we have a lowest for 450 here shipped. And $5 quickly. And that's a brand new listing too. My Body is a Shield. My Buddy is a Shield. Ooh, look at that subliminal messaging. But it's definitely interesting because the premium gold version has not gone up at all. The premium gold version... Oh, well, I lied. I've refreshed the tabs from last night. What happens? Norm of 70 cents. Lowest is 260. Wow, let's actually go ahead and check that out on eBay too. P-Gold... What is that? 2? So it's a set behind? Yeah, P-Gold 2. Let's check it out on eBay, guys. And a low of 3. It was pretty obvious these versions were eventually going to follow suit. Wow, I didn't expect it like that, though. Like, already. Like, the DT's holding the line at about 15 like I thought it would. Adam Corn lowest as usual. I think it's deserving of the $5 price point if you want a holo version, because you can just go out and get a common for a quarter. But definitely interesting to see every single version. The rare, this is actually my favorite version, personally, is at $3 as well. So if you want anything but a common, looks like it's going to cost you about 10 plus for a playset if you're trading, maybe 15. And then, of course, if you want the DT, the ultimate, $15. Not ultimate rare, but ultimate version of it, quote-unquote. This is why I suggest when Seraphonite falls $1 below its, super rare to buy them out, because $10 above its other versions for a card played in the meta. If Seraphonite comes back in the meta, it's super obvious that it'll retain a higher price. Ghost, Ogre, and Snow Rabbit, the secret rare. Even the Unlimiteds are 30 now. It is crazy, guys. And first at near mint, lowest is actually 45. Once again, Adam Korn, you know, hiding around these corners like, hey, look what I got. I got the card cheapest on TCG Player as always. But the Unlimbs hitting 30 is pretty big news as well. And again, we see 30 new near mint, and then we see it quickly rising as well. Looks like there's a First Ed Secret Rare here at 37 is the cheapest on the entire market for First Ed. This is pretty insane to see her kind of returning back to her roots price of before her super reprint at all. And let's actually check the super. I did not think about checking the super when I started this market watch. The golds are kind of up, and the super is still around that $4 mark, which it was at $3 last time I covered it. That's pretty interesting. So it's creeping up towards that $5 mark. And the final card I have is actually a suggestion for, again, those of you who can't help but hollow out their decks. Ultimate Photon Thrasher is at a low of $28. Remember, ABC format, this was $50. If you're an Eidolon player, it's highly likely, highly likely you will be playing Photon Thrasher in your deck. It helps you make a free rank 4 and put your Alistair in graveyard for, and you're going to banish it anyways for your fusion. So basically, it gives you ways to deal with back rows, Diamond Direwolf, etc. that you wouldn't otherwise have. It helps you special Force Drancia so that your field spell can get free range. There's just so many applications, and of course, it's the ultimate Kieran Enforcer at the 2100 attack that helps get over the 2000. It deals with a lot of decks, and at this low of a price, $28 versus its previous price of $50 to $60 in ABC format, where ABC actually ended up not being that dominant thanks to Metal Foes, I think a lot of people are going to be going with Eidolons, and I expect to see this actually probably climb back up towards 40-ish to maybe even 50 once again. But what's also shocking to me, and you actually see it's a higher price point on eBay, what's actually shocking to me is how far the common versions, some of them have fallen, all the way to like $2 for a card. Use that quickly. I think it's like a lot of the ABC players sold their stuff without maybe thinking about it, or were just going towards Zoo. Eidolons are the reason Crystal Wing is so high, and the reason why Sanctums are so high. And if all those cards are so high out of a deck that has relatively proven itself in other formats, the pieces that you need for the deck are definitely going to follow suit. So if you are playing Eidolons and you were playing ABC and got rid of your Thrashers, or weren't expecting to play Thrasher, I would say now is the pickup time. There's versions for $2. I can't see this falling under anytime soon once people realize that they need it for their Eidolon decks / the combo, especially if you're playing Zoo Eidolons, where you special this, overlay with Alistair. You can make Broad Bull since it's generic. That'll be pretty interesting to see. Yeah, a lot of people are going to want to play Eidolons to get away from Zoo, though, in my opinion. So, and almost any versions playing Thrasher that you're playing the Eidolons, from what I have seen, though. So definitely, if you're hollowing out your decks, once again, heavy suggestion to go ahead and pick this up now, because I don't think it will be creeping any lower than that. And ABCs are actually still at full power in this format, which Japan never had. So what do you guys think? A lot of the staples, their hollow versions, rising fast. Same, that's with Ghost Ogre, that's with My Body. Across the board, I didn't expect it across the board that fast. I actually didn't buy any, even though I called it. I really wish I did that sometimes, but so I'm just gun shy, guys. And then Barrage, the $100 secret. Emptiness climbing to $6. Maxx C secrets at 30, and the regulars up to 17 for the gold and the supers. And of course, Sanctum at 40. What do you guys think of all this madness? It's really crazy to think that I've actually proven sales on Sanctum with my last 3 that I kept when it was at 20. I was like, maybe. And then they were at 30, and I was like, well, I want my set. And now it's at 40, and I just could not keep it anymore. Could it actually go up from here to 50? I don't think so. But I've been wrong on this card because it keeps going past my expectations over and over and over. But here's a man with, you know, 4 playsets almost holding the line, 4 playsets total on TCG Player, and I expect us to see the market flood back on it overall. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this market watch. Give it a thumbs up if you want to see more of these, and we'll actually have some more Zodiac tournament rounds coming up for you as well.